Magnesium is often called the silent hero of the human body. This single mineral is involved in over 300 essential reactions, quietly keeping your systems running day and night. It helps your muscles contract and relax. It keeps your heartbeat steady. It calms your nerves when stress is high. And it even helps your body create the energy that powers every single cell. Without enough magnesium, it's as if your body is trying to run on half its engine. And yet, research shows that nearly 7 out of 10 adults are not getting enough magnesium every single day. That means millions of people are living with hidden deficiencies that may be affecting their sleep, their mood, their heart health, and even their ability to move comfortably. But here's the part very few people talk about. While magnesium can be a game changer for many, it isn't always safe. For some, the right form and dose can restore energy, ease muscle pain, and calm the mind. But for others, especially if taken at the wrong time or with the wrong condition, it can be dangerous. In fact, in rare cases, it can even be life-threatening. That's why in today's video, I'm going to give you the full picture, the 4 warning signs that you should never take magnesium, and the 5 signs that mean your body may desperately need it every single day. By the end of this video, you'll know whether magnesium is your greatest ally for health or a hidden risk you need to avoid. You'll also learn how to take it safely, how much is right, and the key mistakes to avoid. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss our health tips. And let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I love seeing how far our community reaches. The first and perhaps most important warning sign is if you have kidney problems. Now, let me explain this in a gentle way because many people don't realize just how closely magnesium and kidney health are connected. Your kidneys are like the body's natural filter system. Every single day, they work quietly in the background, cleaning your blood, removing waste, and keeping the balance of minerals like magnesium, potassium, and sodium exactly where it should be. When your kidneys are healthy, they're very good at this job. If you take in more magnesium than your body needs, your kidneys simply get rid of the extra through your urine. It's one of the ways your body protects you. But when the kidneys are not working as strongly as they should, and this can happen with age, with diabetes, with high blood pressure, or just with chronic kidney disease, that filtering system doesn't function properly. The kidneys can no longer remove the extra magnesium. So instead of being flushed out, the magnesium begins to build up in your bloodstream. At first, you might not notice much more than some mild symptoms like a little nausea, maybe some loose stools or diarrhea. Many people might even ignore these signs, thinking it's just their stomach acting up. But if magnesium continues to build up, the situation can become much more serious. Your muscles may start to feel weak, almost as if they don't have the strength they used to. Your blood pressure may drop lower than normal, which can make you feel dizzy or faint. In more severe cases, too much magnesium can slow down your breathing or even cause the heart to beat irregularly. And that is where the true danger lies. This condition is known as hypermagnesemia, too much magnesium in the blood, and it can be life-threatening if it isn't caught in time. I want to share with you why this matters so much for older adults. Kidney function naturally declines a little bit as we age, even if you've never been told you have kidney disease. That's why seniors in particular need to be extra cautious with supplements like magnesium. And if you already know you have kidney issues, the risk is even higher. Let me give you a real-life example. A woman in her 70s who had mild kidney disease began taking magnesium for constipation after reading about its benefits online. She thought it was harmless because it was just a mineral, but within days she started feeling very tired, nauseated, and unusually weak. Her daughter encouraged her to see a doctor, and when they checked her blood, her magnesium levels were dangerously high. She had to be hospitalized so doctors could carefully flush the excess magnesium out of her system. This is why, if you have any form of kidney disease or even mildly reduced kidney function, magnesium supplements should only be taken under a doctor's close supervision, if at all. For some people, it may not be safe at all. So the takeaway here is simple but very important. If your kidneys aren't strong, magnesium can quickly turn from a helpful supplement into a harmful one. Always talk with your doctor before considering it. The second warning sign is if your blood pressure is already too low. To understand this clearly, it helps to know how magnesium works in the body. One of its natural roles is to relax the muscles that surround your blood vessels. Think of your blood vessels as flexible tubes that carry blood to every organ. When these tubes are relaxed and widened, blood flows more smoothly with less resistance. This action lowers blood pressure in a gentle, natural way. For someone who struggles with high blood pressure, this effect can be very beneficial. It can take pressure off the heart, help circulation, and reduce the strain on delicate blood vessels. But for someone whose blood pressure is already low, this same effect can become a problem. When the pressure inside the vessels drops too far, the brain and other organs may not receive enough blood flow. This can lead to a range of uncomfortable and sometimes dangerous symptoms. You might notice dizziness when you stand up, a feeling that the room is spinning, or sudden lightheadedness that makes you want to sit back down. Some people feel unusually weak or tired even after resting. In other cases, there may be blurred vision, a heavy feeling in the head, or difficulty concentrating. If the pressure drops more severely, fainting can occur. For seniors, this is especially concerning. As we age, our ability to quickly adjust blood pressure when standing or moving is not as strong as it once was. Even a small drop can make balance more difficult, and if fainting or falling occurs, the consequences can be serious, from fractures to long recovery periods that affect independence and daily activities. What makes this even trickier is that low blood pressure is not always easy to notice. Some people live with slightly lower readings without obvious symptoms. They may only become aware of it during a checkup or when they begin to feel unsteady after standing. Adding magnesium in this situation can quietly lower blood pressure further, turning something mild into something risky. That is why magnesium supplements, although useful for many people, should be avoided if your blood pressure is already lower than normal. The relaxing effect on the blood vessels, which is a blessing for those with high blood pressure, can be unsafe for those on the opposite side. For older adults, the danger is not just the low reading on the blood pressure monitor, it is the increased chance of dizziness, fainting, or falling. The important message here is simple but very important. If your blood pressure runs low, magnesium is not the supplement for you. It may lower your numbers to a level where your body cannot function properly, and the risks far outweigh the benefits. In this case, magnesium is best avoided unless a doctor gives very clear instructions otherwise. Before we go to the next sign, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out, and let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I always enjoy seeing how far our community reaches. The third warning sign is if you already have a slow heartbeat or heart rhythm problems. Magnesium has a natural calming effect on the body, and part of that effect extends to the heart. Your heartbeat is controlled by tiny electrical signals that travel through the heart muscle, keeping it beating in a steady and organized rhythm. Magnesium helps regulate these signals, and in healthy people, this can be a good thing. It can prevent the heart from beating too fast or becoming irregular, but the situation changes if your heartbeat is already slow, or if you live with a condition where the electrical signals in your heart are not flowing as they should. A slow heartbeat, known as bradycardia, means your heart is beating fewer times per minute than normal. For some people, this may not cause symptoms. For others, it can lead to fatigue, dizziness, or a feeling that the heart is skipping beats. If magnesium is added in this situation, it can slow those signals down even further, pushing the heart into dangerous territory. In certain rhythm conditions, such as heart block, the signals that tell the heart when to beat are already delayed or interrupted. When magnesium slows things down more, the heart may struggle to keep up, leading to very weak circulation. In rare but very serious cases, this can progress to cardiac arrest, where the heart stops pumping effectively altogether. For seniors, this risk is especially important to recognize. As we age, the heart's electrical system naturally changes. Some people may not even realize they have a slow rhythm until it shows up on an EKG or during a routine checkup. Others may notice signs like unexplained tiredness, shortness of breath, or fainting spells, which can all be connected to rhythm problems. Adding magnesium on top of these issues can tip the balance in the wrong direction. This is why magnesium, though very useful for many people, should never be taken casually by someone with a slow heartbeat or rhythm disorder. What helps one person keep their heart steady can cause another person's heart to slow dangerously. The safe path is to always check with your doctor before using magnesium if you know you have bradycardia, a heart block, or any kind of rhythm issue. The key message here is gentle but clear. Magnesium can calm the heart, but if your heart is already beating too slowly or irregularly, that calming effect may go too far. In that situation, magnesium can shift from being helpful to being harmful. The fourth warning sign is if you're taking certain medications that don't mix well with magnesium. This is an area many people are not aware of, but it is extremely important. Magnesium is not only a mineral, it is also very active in the body's chemistry. When you take it alongside certain prescription drugs, it can change the way those medicines are absorbed or how they act once they are inside your system. One example is antibiotics. Some types of antibiotics, especially those in the tetracycline or quinolone families, can bind to magnesium inside the stomach. When this happens, the antibiotic cannot be absorbed properly into the bloodstream, which means it becomes less effective. In other words, your body may not get the full benefit of the medicine you need to fight off an infection. Magnesium can also interfere with certain heart medications. A well-known example is digoxin, a drug often used to strengthen the heartbeat and help control certain rhythm problems. Digoxin requires a very careful balance in the blood to work safely. Magnesium can disrupt this balance either by changing how much of the drug is absorbed or by altering its effect on the heart muscle. For someone relying on this medication, the results can be unpredictable. Sometimes the drug becomes weaker, and other times its effect can become dangerously strong. Another important group of drugs to consider are muscle relaxants. Since magnesium itself has a relaxing effect on muscles, combining it with these medications can amplify that effect. The result may be muscles that feel too weak, breathing that slows, or overall fatigue that is deeper than expected. For seniors, this can be particularly unsafe as it increases the risk of falls or difficulties with mobility. The key point here is that magnesium, though natural, is not always harmless when combined with prescription drugs. Medicines are carefully dosed to achieve just the right effect in the body. When magnesium interferes, either by blocking absorption or by adding to their effect, the result is no longer predictable. Sometimes this simply means the drug becomes less effective, but in other cases, it can create dangerous side effects. This is why it is so important for seniors who take daily medications to always check with their doctor or pharmacist before adding magnesium supplements. Even though it is a mineral your body needs, it can act almost like another drug in the way it interacts with your prescriptions. The message here is gentle but very serious. If you are taking antibiotics, heart medications such as digoxin, or muscle relaxants, magnesium supplements should not be taken casually. The risk of unpredictable and potentially dangerous interactions is too high. Always let your healthcare provider know before you begin magnesium so they can guide you safely. So if you are living with kidney problems, if your blood pressure tends to run low, if you already have heart rhythm concerns, or if you're taking medications that could clash with magnesium, then magnesium supplements are not the right choice for you. Before we move into the signs that show your body may actually need magnesium every single day, I'd love for you to subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments where you're watching from. It's always wonderful to see how far this community of seniors and caregivers reaches around the world. Now, here's the 5 signs you must take magnesium daily. For many people, magnesium isn't something to be afraid of at all. In fact, it's something the body depends on every single day. When your levels run too low, your body often sends out very clear signals that it needs help. These are some of the most important signs that magnesium may not just be helpful for you, but truly essential. Sign number 1 is muscle cramps, spasms, or twitching. Many seniors know the feeling of being jolted awake in the middle of the night by a sharp leg cramp that seems to lock the muscle in place. Or perhaps you've experienced that stubborn eyelid twitch that just won't go away no matter how much you rest. These are not just annoyances. They're classic signals that your body may be low in magnesium. Magnesium's job in the body is to act like a natural relaxer. It helps calm down overactive nerves and allows your muscles to properly release after they contract. Without enough of it, your nerves can become overstimulated, sending too many signals to your muscles. Imagine an electrical wire that keeps sparking because the switch won't turn off. That's what your muscles go through when magnesium is missing. Over time, this lack of balance doesn't just cause cramps or twitching, it can also leave your muscles feeling weaker and more easily fatigued, even with simple activities like walking or climbing a few steps. That's why persistent cramps or twitching are one of the clearest red flags that your body is in need of more magnesium. Sign number 2 is constant stress and poor sleep. Many people think of stress as something that only affects the mind, but in reality, stress has a very physical effect on the body. Every time you feel anxious, overwhelmed, or on edge, your body releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones prepare you for fight or flight, but they also force your kidneys to push more magnesium out through your urine. The more stress you're under, the more magnesium you lose. This is where the vicious cycle begins. When magnesium levels drop, your nervous system becomes more sensitive and less able to calm down. That can make you feel even more anxious, more restless, and more prone to racing thoughts at night. On top of that, low magnesium makes it harder for your body to slip into deep, restorative sleep. the kind of rest that helps you wake up refreshed instead of tired. Magnesium is sometimes called the body's natural relaxer. It quiets overactive nerves, steadies your mood, and helps prepare both your body and mind for sleep. If you find yourself lying awake at night with your thoughts racing, or if stress seems to drain you more than it used to, your body may be signaling that it needs more magnesium to break that exhausting cycle. Sign number 3 is being over the age of 60. As we grow older, our bodies don't process nutrients quite the same way they once did. One of the natural changes that happens with age is a decline in stomach acid and digestive efficiency. This means that even when you eat foods containing magnesium, your body may not be able to break them down fully or absorb them as effectively as it used to. At the same time, many seniors naturally begin eating less overall, often because of changes in appetite, dental health, or simply preferring softer and easier to digest foods. Unfortunately, this often means that foods rich in magnesium, such as nuts, seeds, beans, and leafy green vegetables, are eaten less frequently. Even if these foods are part of your diet, your body may not be pulling out as much of the magnesium as it once did. This combination of reduced intake and weaker absorption creates a situation where magnesium deficiency becomes far more common in older adults. And because magnesium supports so many vital processes, from muscle strength to heart rhythm to sleep quality, the effects of low magnesium can show up in ways that significantly impact daily life. So, simply being over the age of 60 is itself a strong signal that your body may need extra magnesium support, even if you don't notice obvious symptoms right away. Before we continue, if you're finding this helpful, please take a moment to subscribe so you don't miss the rest of this video, and let me know in the comments where you're watching from. It's always wonderful to see our community of seniors and caregivers connecting from all over the world. Sign number 4 is if you're living with diabetes or have high blood sugar. When blood sugar rises, the body works hard to protect itself by pushing that extra sugar out through the urine. The kidneys step in like a filter, but in doing so, they don't just remove glucose, they also sweep out important minerals, including magnesium. Over time, this constant loss can leave the body running on empty when it comes to magnesium stores. The problem doesn't end there. Magnesium is actually required for insulin, the hormone that moves sugar out of the blood and into the cells to do its job effectively. When magnesium is low, insulin becomes less efficient. That means blood sugar control becomes more difficult, which in turn leads to even more magnesium loss through the urine. It becomes a frustrating cycle. High blood sugar causes magnesium loss, and magnesium loss makes blood sugar control worse. For seniors managing diabetes or prediabetes, this can be especially concerning. Low magnesium not only affects energy and muscle strength, but can also make it harder to keep blood sugar in a healthy range. This is why many experts highlight magnesium as one of the minerals most often depleted in people with diabetes, and one that deserves close attention. Sign number 5 is if you drink alcohol regularly or if you sweat heavily. Both of these situations may not seem connected at first, but they have something important in common. They cause your body to lose magnesium at a faster rate than normal. Alcohol, even in moderate amounts, interferes with how magnesium is absorbed in the digestive system. At the same time, it makes the kidneys work harder, which means more magnesium is flushed out through urine. Over months or years, this steady loss can leave your body low in this essential mineral, even if your diet seems balanced. Heavy sweating is another way magnesium quietly slips away. Whether you're exercising, working outdoors in the heat, or even just tending the garden on a warm day, your body loses not only water and salt through sweat, but also valuable minerals like magnesium. Athletes, construction workers, and people who spend long hours in warm environments are especially prone to this type of depletion. For seniors, even lighter daily activities that cause consistent sweating can gradually chip away at magnesium levels. And when combined with alcohol intake, such as a daily beer, glass of wine, or evening cocktail, the effect becomes even stronger. Over time, this puts the body at a much higher risk of magnesium deficiency, which may show up as fatigue, cramps, or restless sleep. If either of these apply to your lifestyle, it's a clear signal to pay closer attention to your magnesium intake. How much and which type of magnesium should you take? For most adults, a gentle and safe place to start is around 100 to 200 milligrams of magnesium per day. This amount is usually enough to support the body without overwhelming it. For seniors or for those who notice clear signs of deficiency, such as cramps, poor sleep, or low energy, a slightly higher amount may be needed. But it's very important to remember that more is not always better. Going above 350 milligrams a day from supplements can create problems unless your doctor specifically advises it. And here's something many people don't realize: not all magnesium supplements are the same. Some are absorbed well and support the body in a gentle way, while others pass through the system too quickly or cause stomach upset. Magnesium glycinate and magnesium malate are often considered the best choices because they're highly absorbable and very easy on the digestive system. On the other hand, magnesium oxide is poorly absorbed. It acts more like a laxative than a true nutrient, and while it may relieve occasional constipation, it doesn't provide much benefit for the body's magnesium stores. The way you take magnesium also makes a difference. It's best to take it with food rather than on an empty stomach, since food helps the body absorb it more smoothly and reduces the chance of digestive discomfort. Splitting the dose, just half in the morning and half in the evening, can also improve absorption and avoid stomach upset. The goal is not just to take magnesium, but to take it in a way that truly benefits your health, especially as you age. That's it for today's video. I hope this helped you understand when magnesium can be a friend and when it can be a risk. If you found it useful, please subscribe, give this video a like, and share it with someone who might benefit. And don't forget to let me know in the comments where you're watching from. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.